Hi, my name is Dr. Ray Pastor, and today I'm going to talk to you about creating your first web page or, beginning HTML. How do you start? What's the first thing you do? All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to open up some kind of place to actually create your web page. So, see Notepad here? It comes free on all your PCs. Open up Notepad. You can use Notepad to do what I'm going to do. If you're on a Mac, you can use there's a text program. Open up the basic default text program on the Mac. I'm going to use Dreamweaver just because it's a little easier for my example, but you can do exactly what I'm doing in Notepad. All right, so I've actually written my first HTML page right here. You can see the code, and I'm going to explain what this is. So let's actually get rid of this code. I'm just going to cut it for now, and then I will explain it. All right, so the first thing that you see at the top of my page is called a Doctype. What this does is this actually isn't really HTML code. This is a Doctype which tells my browser what version of HTML I'm using. So if I'm using like an older version, like HTML4 or something, I'm going to have a different Doctype. This is the Doctype for HTML5. So I'm telling my browser I'm using the latest version of HTML. So you can see what the code is. So when you write your first HTML page, you write this simply at the top of the page. All right, next we have our head. So really we're beginning the HTML page. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to write HTML. Now, every time you create a tag in HTML, you need to close it. So I've written HTML because I'm starting this HTML page, and I'm going to close it. And one of the reasons I'm using Dreamweaver is because it automatically fills some of this in. You can see that I close it with this slash here. Close it with this slash. So open, close. Now, the first thing we do, the first tag we're going to write in HTML is our head tag. But we technically don't need this tag, but we're just going to do it for good practice. And what do? We close it. Every time we create a tag, we close it. So our head tag, the point of the head tag is that this isn't information that the user is going to see. This is information that we're going to tell the browser. So when we start talking about like SEO, like search engine optimization and things of that nature, or we start talking about CSS or JavaScript, we're going to put a lot of that in this head tag. You're not going to do anything with it for now as a beginner with your first stage, but you got to get used to just including it. Next tag we're going to create is the body tag. And notice I opened it and I closed it. The body tag, and I'm actually going to put it over here. And one of the things you can start to do is actually use tabs so that I know that everything is in my HTML tag. All right, so the body tag is actually where this is everything the user is going to see. I'm not going to create anything in there right now. I'm just going to type some sample text. In my next tutorials, I'll start showing you how to use a paragraph tag and other things like that, how to start using CSS so that you can actually put more stuff in there. But for now, I just want you to see that you've created a basic web page. All right, so it simply says sample text, and that's just in my body tag here. I'm going to go to File, Save As. This is what you would do in Notepad. You would save it. I've created a folder where I'm just going to put this. Okay, now, saving it. Notice it by default, it's saving it as untitled1.html. I can call this anything I want to, but you have to have .html as the end. Now, usually when creating a website, your first web page, so like my website is raypastor.com, or you think of google.com or whatever .com it is. That page is called the index page. So I would actually save it as index.html. So if I was putting this on my server, raypastor.com, and I wanted this to be the page that users saw when they typed in raypastor.com, I would name it index.html. Otherwise, if I named it like sample HTML, the users would have to go to raypastor.com/sample.html. that index file is automatically recognized as the default one. So by just good practice is to always save that first main page as an index page. I'm going to click Save. And now let's look in that folder. We've created an HTML page. And I can open it up. I can just simply click on it. And look, here's our sample text. We've created a web page. Now this isn't on the web. I'll show you how to do that in another tutorial. But we've created a web page that's going to open in any browser. And what's interesting is, so here's our sample text. You can see it's opened up in Firefox. I can right click on this and go to View Page Source. And I can see that code that I typed. I can see how the browser outputs it. Make sure it's the same as that it looks in Dreamweaver or Notepad. And that's the intro. That's how to create your very first web page. Thank you.